It's a cloudy day on the north coast of British Columbia, and after navigating a maze of hundreds of rocks and reefs, we find ourselves anchored in Welcome Harbour. It's interesting how a place can seem so different depending on the weather, the time of year, the exact circumstances of all the intertwined lives and webs that exist here. Because I'm sure that for many, Welcome Harbour is just what it sounds like, a welcoming and protected place. But for us, Welcome Harbour was, well, not quite so welcoming. From unpleasant finds on deserted beaches.
Came down that hill, I got a little bit of whiff of something decaying on the breeze, and pretty instantly it became apparent. I don't know what it is yet, but let's go have a look.
To a very unwelcome middle of the night wake up.
Hey, not the way anyone wants to wake up. Anchor was dragging.
This place was more of an adventure than we'd bargained for. We are currently here, on the northwest coast of Canada. Our goal is to get all the way south to Mexico, but there's a lot of coast to see along the way, and we intend to see as much of it as we can.
And I'm just so constantly struck by the ruggedness of this coastline and how it looks like how it must have always looked like for hundreds of thousands of years. Just trees and rocks, and it just strikes me how lucky we are to be in a place like this, how few coastlines there probably are on Earth that are so untouched and beautiful.
In the last episode, we visited Lucy Island, a tiny spot, possible to anchor only in settled weather, with a big lighthouse and even bigger sand beaches. We left Lucy Island on a calm morning and threaded our way through rocks and reefs to this supposedly well-protected anchorage.
Hello, welcome back to the adventure. We are currently anchored in Welcome Harbour, which is on the west coast of Porcher Island, on the northern coast of British Columbia. And we're just rowing into a little cove here where apparently there should be a trailhead which will take us out to the exposed west coast. And apparently there's some really nice big sandy beaches out there.
The coast of British Columbia is vast and sparsely populated. You can go days without seeing another person. You can anchor alone nearly every night. Usually, this sense of wildness feels peaceful, even comforting.
Okay, we're just about to the end of the cove, and I see there's 2 floats tied to the trees over there, which is generally the marker of a trail, so I think we're in the right spot. Oh, look at all the fish darting away.
It's hard to really see here, but there were thousands of fish in the shallows that began darting about as we approached.
Whoa! Oh my god!
That's why there's an eagle.
Oh my god!
Hold on the spot around the perimeter.
Whoa!
Cool.
That's crazy. Did you get that on my camera?
Yeah.
Oopsies. Look, they're all still hanging out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how much the weather affects the feel of a place. The gray clouds contributed to a feeling of general emptiness. The sharp, jagged rocks crunched loudly underfoot.
Tide's going out, right?
I'm not sure. I think it is.
And there's the markers for what I think is the trailhead. Damn, that is one nice skunk cabbage specimen. I am glad for these floats that continue to be on the trail because you can see the trail, but it's definitely not super clear.
I can hear it.
Oh, the beach?
Oh, yes. Oh, I see it. I see it with my ears.
You know, I was just about to say though, the nice thing about this island is there's no bears apparently.
That's what we've been told.
Check out this marker.
Oh.
Oh my god, check out this bog.
Yeah.
How far down do you think this goes?
Oh, look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Oh.
Careful shots. Do not fall into that.
Oh, it has claimed it. The sword in the rock. Watch my crazy strength.
Whoa. That is a crazy mud wallow.
Doesn't smell as bad as you think it does, luckily.
Yeah, I don't smell anything.
Yeah.
God, that trail marker freaked me out for a second. Hello. Hello, sir. Thank you for marking the way. Look at you move in the wind. You're a little creepy. I don't know if I like you.
It's an odd thing.
A turkey.
Well, it could have just been flotsam, or somebody comes turkey hunting here?
We're almost there. The sea is breaking through the trees. I can hear the surf. Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Wolf poop.
That's a good beach. In the protected waters of the Inside Passage, wide, sandy beaches are rare. But here, where the notoriously rough Hecate Strait pounds against the island, the jagged rocks have worn down into fine sand. Oh man, so it's really beautiful here, but first impression when I came down that hill, I got a little bit of whiff of something decaying on the breeze, and pretty instantly it became apparent. I don't know what it is yet, but let's go have a look. I'll spare you the close-ups. This truly was maybe the most decayed animal I've ever come across. I think it's a sea lion, but it's pretty far gone. Damn. Oof. There were no large predators about, no footprints. Even the birds seemed wary. Now it was only squirming insects who delighted in this stomach-turning offering. We headed upwind of it. You see anything?
No. It's a very long beach. Even the binos can't keep up with it. Look what I spotted! Wow, that's a big one.
I am organizing the beach, but I have a lot more to go. Things are in terrible disarray around here. I think I'll be here for a while. It's amazing to feel so alone in a place so large. It's a feeling that's special to this area. We're going south, and I'm excited for something different, but I also know that this is where my heart truly lies. In the rugged land of the Canadian coast, equal parts dangerous and peaceful, wild and comforting. I already miss it, and I haven't even left yet. I want to finish up that video. That night seemed like most others on the boat. We had the fire on. I worked on editing videos and organizing footage. Eventually, we fell peacefully asleep. Until suddenly things weren't so peaceful. Okay, not the way anyone wants to wake up. Anchor was dragging. There's some really intense gusts from the south. So, we caught it, but yeah, we dragged a bit more than we would have wanted to. Anyway, gonna go find somewhere hopefully a little bit more protected and with better holding. It's not that it's that poorly protected in here, but the holding just wasn't that good. Okay, we're anchored in a new spot.
Yeah, it's much better already. It's not about the spot, it's about the holding. So I knew the holding wasn't the best, but it always depends on the conditions as well. But yeah, the conditions changed, and that is kind of what prompted me to look. And luckily I caught it in time.
We had dragged quite a bit. Fortunately, this is a big bay.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, but it's all gravel, it's sand, it's a little too, yeah, that's what makes it not the best holding. But here it did dig in. We revved it to, yeah, quite a high RPM, and it was holding. So bridle is on. Luckily it is light out, but it's like 5 in the morning. All day southerly and rain, so I think time to turn the heater on and go back to bed.
Oh my gosh. Big gust. Okay. So that was quite a wake up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, fell right back to bed and slept another 6 hours again. Yeah.
So it's calmed down quite a bit now, but that was actually the first time we've dragged anchor on this boat with this anchor.
Totally.
So a bit of a wake-up call. Maybe it's not that we've been lulled into a false sense of security, because our anchor setup is really good. We have a Rockna modern anchor. We've got a lot of heavy chain, and it has done really well even in heavy conditions. And this wasn't even very heavy conditions, but I think the bottom where we had anchored just wasn't that good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's I have lost zero faith in the anchor, because most of the time, if not every time, we do back up after anchoring. We reverse and we give it a bit of RPM to really set the anchor. And indeed, after doing that maneuver, it wasn't holding too great, but I always keep a little bit in mind, well, this anchorage seemed very protected, I know the forecast, so then that's where I was lazy, and I was like, that's good enough. We have a lot of room, and the RPM that I'm giving it is already surpassing the wind that is blowing and forecasted. But then an unexpected blow did come, and it blew 20 to 30. And that's when we should have acted a little sooner. But basically, in my sleep is when I realized the wind is surpassing how we anchored, and yeah, that was a really lucky moment because I caught it just in time, because we had dragged by then. Yeah, I think what gave it away is when the boat rolls sideways. Now, in many anchorages, sometimes the swell is just has more motion than the wind, and the boat often does that, so that's not a cause of alarm. But when there is wind that should hold you steady in position, but you roll sideways, it usually means that the boat has gone sideways, and that's usually a sign of it is dragging. So yeah, it was just very lucky on the timing. So I got up, and second time around we set it real good.
Well, so I think there was a few mistakes in like learning things from this on our side, right? Like, first of all, when we saw that the holding wasn't excellent, we should have just moved regardless, because unexpected squalls do come up, and that's what happened last night. But the second thing is that we do set anchor alarms, but generally only when the forecast or the anchorage dictates that we should. And we didn't last night because we felt relatively secure. There wasn't really anything in the forecast. We were in this big empty anchorage with a lot of room all around us. And so we went to bed feeling pretty good and didn't set an anchor alarm. So I think in the future, that's something that we need to do more. You're such a humbug about anchor alarms because you hate
well, because I mean, yes, of course, it's worth the annoyance, but also now after this little scare, we set an anchor alarm and we had it tonight, and it did a false alarm, and so yeah, I just like, it's that panic-inducing siren, whack whack whack, nuclear, yeah, whatever. No, I think the biggest one is it's not even about the holding or about position. Maybe the anchor got fouled, and that can also be the cause, that it just didn't go upside down the right way and it didn't dig in. So yeah, after noticing the holding wasn't great, I just should have reset the anchor. I mean, that's easy now that we don't have a manual windlass anymore.
So I think that this was a good learning lesson for us. I think we've been definitely lulled into a sense of security because things have been going so well for us with anchoring. So this was a good little lesson where nothing and nobody got hurt, and maybe just a little shake-up.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After all that, it felt like time to leave. Our plan was to sail down the west side of Porcher Island. I think I can literally hear the swell on the beach on the other side.
Oh yeah? Why, it's so close. Yeah.
So we had quite a blow, and now there's very little wind. So I think the sea's is probably going to be pretty unpleasant out there. In just terms of there's probably going to be residual swell.
Well, I'd be curious to see it. Some places it might change quickly. It's not that deep.
Yeah,
and it's been we slept pretty good the last 7 hours or so. So yeah, curious to see it. But yeah, weave out of the maze, and then basically we'd be going along the beach that we saw, that we hiked to.
Yeah. And
go south, and then we have two options here between, well, there is Freeman Pass or Epsilon, is it Bay? And it's protected from the northwest because that's where the next blow's going to be from.
Well, northwest is good. That'll help our journey.
Yeah.
It's the south winds that... And so that means the weather might get better too if northwest is coming. Good.
A little bit of sunshine.
Yay.
Look, it's coming.
Oh yeah, a little bit of blue.
Okay, shall we?
Yeah. And so we lifted the anchor, using our newly installed deck wash pump to spray vast quantities of rancid mud off the chain. The sound of surf drifted through the air, and soon we would be in it, the boat plowing through residual swell as we speed ever southwards on to the next adventure, wherein we meet a young man with an old soul who teaches us about fishing.
You don't want to consider a career commercially deckhanding on the sea river?
Hey, I might.
And beachcombing.
There you go.
And living on this wild coast. Join us next Friday for some exciting sailing, a very lovely little community with a difficult to access marina, and a bunch of fishnets.
I mean, that big gizmo up on the... Yeah, I'll spool that on.
As always, thank you for being here, coming along with us on this voyage south to the sun. If you enjoyed this video, perhaps you might enjoy the book that I published this year, all about our journeys on the BC coast last year. That book is called The Northern Voyage, and if you're seeing a bit of a pattern here, last season was the Northern Voyage, now we're going south to the sun. Perhaps we're going west after that, and maybe there's an eastward trip in the future as well. But you'll just have to tune in every Friday to keep following along as we keep moving throughout this wide, watery world that we find ourselves in. Huge thank you to the names now appearing on screen for always going above and beyond to make sure that Magic Carpet keeps being produced. An extra big thank you to all of our patrons for making these episodes possible. We are very proud to be entirely audience funded, which means we don't have to interrupt our programming to read you a sponsored ad. We are very, very grateful for that. If you would like to become a patron, I will leave a link in the video description. In exchange, we provide real-time updates over on Patreon that are never published anywhere else. They are exclusive to the platform. So if you're curious what's going on in real time, that's the place to go. All right, everyone, with that, we will see you next Friday as we continue south to the sun. Bye for now.